Oh. Okey-dokey. There you go. The game, stay on the charts. Sorry guys, let me just flip this over here. G'day Bradley. Welcome to a midnight stream in Totoma. Good to have you here. And the cool thing about tonight is that it is far quieter, unlike last night with all the rain. So I can talk quieter, which is fun. Big fan. Hello from Palmy. Hello from Palmy. Thanks, Bradley. Appreciate that. Yeah. Now the rain's down in Welly. Yeah, it was coming down hard here. Last few days have been pretty tough. Like, I tried to do a morning set today, a live one, and I got completely rained out at one stage. Had to dash on inside, reconvene, and have another go. It was all good. I'm using a cotton bud here at the moment, team, with the gold. Just creating a few different textures on the work. Hi there. That's a hard name to Aphrodite. Aphrodite. I've seen your comments on a few things. Hello. Welcome back. Good to have you. So this is pictures of Project of Passion. This isn't a commission, this is just a fun piece of work that I'm doing. Hey there, absolutely love the colours. Thank you, that's kind. Greetings from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Welcome. That's wild. That's what's crazy about technology, guys. Being able to connect with people from all over the world. Different time zones, different walks of life, different cities, different ways of thinking. We can all be here and watch me use a cotton bud to apply tan to a picture of a Colombian woman smashing a cigar. What a wonderful world we live in. Thanks, Jaden. Yeah, we're still early days on this one here at the moment. It looks good from afar, but it's far from good. We need to get into the nitty gritty and get some of the finer details nutted out properly. Painting? I haven't finished the horse painting. My guy. That's a funny statement, the old my guy statement. You gotta wonder about that. I like it. A lot of people use it. It feels most right when my partner says it. She's blah, 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 my guy. And that's wholesome. Because I'm like, yeah, I am your guy. This is good. But the horse painting is not finished. The horse painting is taking some time out. Well, I'm getting stuck in it happens, it's not an unusual thing, but you get stuck in a rut with a painting where you actually start sort of just doing the same strokes over and over again. And when that happens, you need to step back and not have a big spiritual awakening or anything, but do another canvas. And so one of the things I'll do to force that is to actually have 5 to 10 canvases on the go at any one time. And that bouncing around between the canvases is what allows you to not get overly attached to one in a way that you start messing things up. So, and they're all at different stages, that's important. He went, I'm sorry, Raiden, I did. And hi, Christine, welcome. How long have I been painting for, Jaden? I've been painting since I was 2 years old. My mother put arts and crafts in front of us, and I showed more of a natural affinity for painting than my other two brothers, who are fantastic mathematicians. And she pushed me to do more and more of it. So here we are. I'm doing more and more of it. Thanks, Mum. Appreciate you. Have you ever painted a portrait of your partner? I haven't. But that is going to happen. One day. Can't wait. What inspired you to choose the image? A lot of the time when I'm picking images, Chatchery, a lot of the time when I'm picking images, I'm looking for, first and foremost with faces, I'm looking for asymmetrical faces. Asymmetrical faces are fantastic because your body can't force itself to actually see symmetries. And if you look at this picture here, for example, even though the face is very asymmetrical, I've still lined the eyes up. They're not lined up. And you can't see the pupils and whites of both eyes in the picture. But because I'm so accustomed to doing eyes like that, I've forced it upon this painting. So to try and resist that as much as possible, I will try and find an asymmetrical face. Once you've found that, an interesting face, wrinkles. I love wrinkles on a face to paint. It just makes it more interesting. There's a depth to a face with wrinkles that things like baby faces and things don't have. So baby faces photograph well, but wrinkly faces, aged faces, weathered faces, they paint really well. Yeah. And with her, I liked her attitude. With this painting here, she's smoking a big cigar and she's looking at the camera, yes, but she's in her own little world, doing her own little thing. And so from that, what's sort of cool is I'd like to capture her little world and show it to you. That's what I'm up to. Hello, Lucy, fellow New Zealander. Right now, we are using oil paints, so that's fun. And you're also from New Zealand, that's fantastic. I'm sorry, Super Stink. If it makes you feel any better, she's an absolutely phenomenal human being. And I heard it's effective to make one eye stand out rather than both. I haven't heard that before, Raylan, but it makes perfect sense to me. I find when I stop looking at the eyes as, if I stop treating the eyes and just as shapes and colours and see them as a part of the wider face, it comes together in a very different way. It actually makes them stare at you better. As soon as I start focusing on thinking, I'm going to make this eye perfect, it's never perfect. So, if you want good eyes, then I find treating them like every other part of the painting and just painting what you see is usually the best way to approach it. Badass painting. Thank you. And Joey, welcome from Santiago. That's cool. Hi from Auckland, Sam. Hope you're well. I've heard it's effective. Oh yeah, yep, that comment there. It's a great comment, Railing. Joey, beautiful. Thanks, mate. TikTok is the new Tinder these days, at chill people. Is it? I'm I'm not cool anymore, so I miss these things. I never was cool, actually. People were saying, you should get a Twitter. And innocent me was sitting here like, yeah, maybe I will. Maybe people would like to get an inspirational art quote once a day. Apparently that's not what Twitter's for these days. So I missed that boat. Anyway. Turns out it's for naughty things. Naughty Twitter. Twitter is it? So I'm on TikTok, obviously, because we're on TikTok right now. That's fun. And I'm on, what else am I on? I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. But I'm toning back. I'm toning back on the Facebook. It's less appealing than it used to be. Political and falling apart. Oh no. Hello from Australia. Welcome. We're in Australia. I joined TikTok for funny videos, but I always see people looking for love. Looking for love. Sounds like they're looking in the wrong places. But who am I to judge? Hello from Melbourne. Welcome. Hey Chrissy, remember me? If I'm Chrissy, I'm so sorry I don't remember you. But if Chrissy's Chrissy and she's in the comment section, then I'm sure she'll let you know. Oh yay, another Aussie. Wise man. So if you missed the yarn at the start, I was just saying that I'm using a cotton bud at the moment. You love the accent. Thank you so much. And you love the painting. I appreciate that. I'm Chris Hemsworth. I'm actually not. I'm just a regular Kiwi guy who is painting a picture of a Colombian lady with a cigar. Do I wish I was Chris Hemsworth? He's pretty cool, but no, I make a pretty good cigar. I do that pretty well. It's not as cool as Chris, but I do pretty well for myself. Do you do art shows and stuff like that in real life? I have been in art shows, but not for a while. They're great fun. But honestly, at the moment, when it comes to doing display stuff, doing live stuff's taking up a lot of my time. And if I'm being honest, it's really fun because I can be here, I can get painting done, communicate with you guys, and yeah, I finish works, I connect with people, the whole process gets really fun. So thank you to all of you for being here for starters, because you make it really fun. And yeah, I get to paint at the same time, so that's wholesome. That's very wholesome. I'm so glad you're on live tonight. Who was that? Was that you, Lucy? Are you back on the chat? No, Jay. How you doing, Jay? And then he finished it this morning. I didn't finish it this morning. Have you thought about YouTube vids? Yeah, I have. So what we're going to start doing, I say where. What I'm going to start doing for you guys is I'm going to be on here live. So if you catch the live, good stuff, proud of you. If you miss the live, I'll download the video from TikTok and I'll just post it straight to YouTube. You won't have a comment section. That's okay. Because what I'll do is I'll read out the names and the blurbs. So you'll be able to watch the painting come together, watch it in retrospect, and I post some cute reels up there. But if you've seen the ones on TikTok, you've sort of already seen them, to be fair. So that'll be on YouTube, but probably not large format edited videos, guys. I could edit the videos, but it takes a lot of time. I love that you have the idea of choosing this image. Yeah, this is a fun image. I'm a huge fan of this image. Do you need to clean it when changing colours? No, if you don't change it, a couple of ways to do it. It's very light, so if you want to come back to it, you can just put it like that right in the paint, and you can grab another one. So you can have multiple cotton buds going at once, which is cool, and there's no cleanup, because once you're finished, you throw it away. Did you finish the other painting of the horse? Silly Chris, I did not, but we will go back to it. We're just letting it dry, letting it settle. We'll come back to it. Who's that? Corey. Thanks, Corey. I appreciate that. Hello from Santiago. And what's the painting looking like with the horse and the girl? It's coming along. Horse and lady, though. Horse and lady. I think she's... I'm not sure how old she is, actually. I should know that. Anyway, it's coming along though, so you'll probably see that one tomorrow morning. I just want to let the paint get a bit drier. We'll see where it gets to. Have you thought about streaming on Twitch? I did, for a bit. Twitch is all good. I thought Twitch is more for videos that go for like 8 hours and 9 hours and things. I just want to be here for 2 hour, 1 hour bursts with you guys. Is that how everyone else is streaming? Are you finding out that people are streaming for 8 hours on TikTok? Is that happening? I don't know. Did you touch my drum set? I would never touch a drum set, Leon, not without your permission. Are you only interested in big paintings or do you do small ones too? I do small ones. The only issue with small ones for me, it's not an issue, but I paint quite expressively, and so if you take a snippet, there's less chance for these bold brush strokes to capture a subject as there is with a big canvas. But I do have some little ones. One of my favourite works of all time is a tiny canvas that I made. It's just a little boy's face with a cigarette. That's a wholesome piece of art. I only last 2 hours on live paintings. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's all I can take. Yeah, easy to run out of energy. It's draining. Love to watch you paint. Reminds me of watching my... Hey, that's wholesome. Thank you very much. It's cool that you're having that experience. We're using oils at the moment, but we're not minding any kind of paint really. I tried gouache once. That's not how you say it. So if you want to correct me, you're welcome to. The bugs are back. Fantastic. Good to know. Gotta be careful of these big bugs that fly in here, guys. They bite, so we have to deal with that. Do you finish a painting when it comes to the outside corners? You should finish a painting like that because you can frame artwork always, but it's good to go right the way to the corners because sometimes with shipping, if they don't want a frame or want to save money by not having a frame delivered like that, you'll ship it the way it is. And then when it arrives and they fall in love with it like that, sorry guys, getting distracted by this little bug. And if they do, then you'll wish you painted the corners. So paint the corners. Oh no, the bugs again. Yeah, I know. So hopefully, I think he's found himself a seat. So as long as he's not flying around in my face, then he is welcome to be in this room. And I will leave him to it. But if he comes and gets too distracting, it's going to be hard to compromise. You might have to. Unfortunate. Cool. Seb, what should I change my surname to? I mean, you've got lots of options. The surname you're given from birth is always special because you've had it for a while, and that's cool. But that's a really personal decision, and you should make it on your own, because I believe in you. Oh, thank you. I can't say your name because it's a wave. Unless your name is Wave, in which case, that's well done. Do you do any paintings without referencing? Yes, I do. But when I do paintings without referencing, they get very wild. The reference isn't so much of a limitation. It's an anchoring, no, it's exactly what it is. It's an anchoring point. If I don't have the anchoring point, these artworks get very expressive and out of control. Not surname, username, I completely misread that. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I'll just go back to that and say you should make your username your first name and then something wholesome that people know you for. So if you like to skate, and your name's Jake, you should call yourself Jake Skates. And if you can't have that, you can be Jake Skates 01. And so on, until you land on one that you can have. And that's a good name for you. So choose your name and hobby that people know you for. Do you have any paintings without referencing? Yeah, we did that one. Have been to your beautiful country, loved its people. That's wholesome. Yeah. We've got some lovely people here. We've got a lovely country. Everything's lovely. We're very lucky. What if I have like 5 hobbies? Sounds like you've got a long username. Pick the top one. So if your name was Maggie and Maggie likes to sew and her friends know her for sewing because she makes everyone sew stuff, you could be Maggie Sews Good 01. That's a cool name. Memorable, powerful. Do you find it hard to decide when a painting is finished? I do actually, and I was just talking today about the painting and seeking some advice on whether it was finished or not. And the answer is yes, it is, but I didn't come to that conclusion on my own. Someone else, external, had to look at it and go, I really like it, don't change it. And that gave me permission to think, I really like it too. I'm not going to change it. Now, you should be able to come to that conclusion yourself, but sometimes it takes a little push. Why do you remind me of Jeremy Wells all of a sudden? There is that vibe. I hope Jeremy Wells is a nice guy, but I've never heard of him. Sure, he's great. He might not be great. Is he great? Please, let him be great. What time tomorrow morning will you be live, Joel? I reckon probably around 10 AM New Zealand time, but I say 10 and then I log in late, so expect me around the 10:30 mark. But if I'm anywhere between 10 and 10:30 is a safe bet, Joel. Can't go wrong with that. I reckon. And so, yeah, an early one and late. Ruin that one. Freshie. Here we go. This reminds me of the street art where the here is a big tree and the face is... I missed that. What's the best way to start painting? I don't like this. Holla, I'm so sorry you don't like this. The painting, that's unfortunate. The whole thing in general, I'm just trying to spread some love. How to start painting? Painting classes is a great way to start, because if you haven't done a lot of painting, actually starting the activity can be one of the most challenging parts. So if you've got an art class, it's like doing social netball, and that is a scheduled time in the week to go along to it, and you can start with someone who's got the tools and the desire and drive to teach you personally. You can have a lot of fun. Raylene, I'll see you later. Thanks for joining in, Raylene. And yeah, wherever you are in the world, have a good day or a good night. We'll miss you. How did you learn to paint with such big colour, variances and strokes? I tried and it was a struggle. Yeah, I think for me this sort of style comes naturally. when I go to mix paint, instead of adding it abruptly in an expressive fashion, when I mix the paint, I feel more detached from the artwork. So in the same way, if you like to actually do nice gradient changes, we might just be opposites to each other. Doesn't mean we can't encroach, but you'll find that with your own style, something will come naturally to you that you can explore and enjoy. Singing Dino, great name. See, it's a good example of a username. I'm good. How are you, Singing Dino? Thank you for sharing. You're welcome, Jay. Can you say that you're happy with your vaccination? It's great for the New Zealand accent. I don't understand that one completely, but I'm trying to. Hello there, I'm new here from the Philippines. Welcome from the Philippines. You're welcome here anytime. You're doing amazing work there. Thanks, Frederick. Appreciate you. This isn't Bob Ross. You're right, it's not. I'm sorry to disappoint. I reckon there's probably a TikTok channel right now streaming Bob Ross though. So if this wasn't what you signed up for, I reckon you can get what you wanted. No trouble. Hello from Australia, Vicky. Nice use of capital letters, that's hard to miss. Gradient changes are cool, but large strokes and colour variances are so beautiful. Would love to learn. Yeah, that's wholesome. How to learn, it's one of those things that's best done with someone. You need a guide. You'll feel like you're just slapping around paint otherwise. You need someone who really creates an environment where you can feel comfortable and explore paint. Remind you of Clark Kent. I wish. I wish. No, just a regular little Kiwi fella using cotton bud to apply paint. Where do I see myself in 10 years? 10 years, long time. Well, I definitely don't see myself here for the next 9 of them. But if in 10 years I'm back here, that would be okay by me. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with finishing up where you started, but you should go on a big circle first. That's important. I used to paint so much. I was only able to paint last May. Need to paint more. Absolutely. Yeah, hook into it. And like I was saying before, if you get trouble getting to start and finding time to start or finding the desire or the motivation to start, classes. Classes are an amazing way. And plus you can also support another artist if you're doing classes, because maybe that's what fortifies their income to look after their kids and things like that. So on one hand, you're perpetuating art in the society, and on the other hand, you've formalised a time during the week so you can paint. And you've now got someone with a huge vested interest in you growing and doing your craft. So that's cool. 10 NZ time, I believe it's 8 AM for me in Sydney. It is currently 15 past 12 in New Zealand, so just past midnight. We'll see you later. Have a nice night. Sweet dreams. Well, the painting is over 60% of the frame, so if you're not here for the painting, I reckon there's better TikTok live channels. So this is what we've got. This is what you get. Do you support Du Bois? I don't think so. I'm not sure who they are. Whoever's looking after people and being nice, I support them. They can have my gold star. By the way, how are you able to read our comments when you're so far away from your phone? Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge, and you'll see me squint a little bit, but I'm managing. managing quite well actually. Better? Conor McGregor. Oh my God, Conor. Conor McGregor. He's taken time out of his training schedule to leap on a random Kiwi's live feed to provide feedback on his painting. That'd be quite special. But somehow I don't think so. There you go. A finger heart. Thanks, Nova. You're the best. Please don't support them, they always bully us. Well, I'm just here painting, so the only thing we're supporting right now is positivity, fulfillment. I don't know. Kia ora. Kia ora, half Māori. Are we saying that I'm half Māori? Or you're half Māori, Vicky? That sounds fantastic if you are. No, you said there are better lives and I'm saying you're wrong. Sorry, mate. Better lives. This one will be for sale, but it's got another, I reckon 2-3 more layers to go on it. So we'll see what we get to. And we do, so yeah, this one, give it another, I give it another, how much longer? A week, and then look for it on the website. I reckon in a week it'll be on the website. And we do sell paintings too, so you can find them on a link in my bio. Will tell you all about the website, and from there you can see what paintings are available right now and order commissions straight from the website, which is cool. So if you've got an idea in mind, you don't need to wait. You can jump straight on that commission page and pay for the commission and shipping up front, and yeah, we can get started for you. There's availability coming up toward Christmas, so provided shipping's kind to us, we can sort you out. G'day, Eddie. How you doing, mate? Welcome back. Hope you're looking after yourself, keeping healthy. Yeah, we're just doing some late night painting at the moment too. So, having some fun. It's fire. Hey, thank you so much. And yeah, welcome from London. That's awesome. Connor. No, sorry. If I missed any of your comments, mate, it's my fault. I'm trying to keep up, but at the same time I'm trying to paint, so if I missed anything, we're just glad to have you here. You're the best. Vicky, know me? Alright. Good for you, Vicky. That's a good way to be. Welcome to this little part of TikTok. G'day, Lucy. I always love it when I see that little green butterfly pop up. Oh, the little, not butterfly, pixie thing. It's wholesome. It's like, oh, Lucy's back. Fantastic. If you keep popping in like this, I'm going to start getting disappointed when I do a stream and you don't show up. So you're building an expectation into this. Can I see it close up? It's sort of hard because this is quite heavy. But if I swap the paintings over, I'll bring it up. And after I finish it, there'll be tons of close-up shots. So we'll do that. Any tips for beginner painters? Yeah, actually, I do. I've got a tip for beginner painters. At a fundamental level, and this is the best advice I got, lead with intention. So if your intention is to, what does success look like? What would you look like if you got success in whatever capacity that may be? And then start behaving in that way. For example, you may be thinking, if only I could be famous or sell my art, then I could start having fun painting it. This is the wrong way around. Well, now that you know, if the end goal is to be a professional artist, and sell your art and, you know, be renowned locally or internationally or whatever you may need. If that's the end goal, and you want to enjoy making those paintings and enjoy who you are, you need to enjoy making the paintings first. Teach yourself how to enjoy what you do and not find it a job. And then, when and if you get showered with bountiful success, you'll be ready. Because imagine if you didn't like painting, or you loved painting, but you made it something you didn't like just because you thought that was what would help you get famous, or what would help it sell, or etc., etc. And then you perpetuated that to the point where you spent 10 years as an artist and looked back on it and thought, I didn't enjoy making these paintings. I did this to become an artist, but I didn't do this for my love of art. That would be a fault. So I hope I explained that well if you're a beginner painter. Basically, make sure you love what you're doing. Make sure you're enjoying what you're doing. Do you take personal painting requests? Yes, I do. So there's two ways you can do it. If you want to own the painting, leap on the website and... Thanks, Lucy. Leap on the website. You can order a commission and ship it via the website. Or you've got another option too. If you can't afford a commission, or the shipping's too much, or whatever it may be, but you'd love to see a certain picture come to life, just send it through to me. And the reason I say that is you may not be able to own it, but you may be able to see it in paint, if that makes sense. I take commissions, and I also take suggestions. So yeah, because I don't mind if the picture's correct and it'll suit my style. I'd love to paint it. Can we buy your paintings? If so, where can we? Stumbled across your live. Hey, check out my bio. There's a website in the bio, and from there you can, there's pieces that are currently available, and there are pieces that can be commissioned. So you'll be all sorted. We're painting on a board here, and I really encourage that. More advice for beginner painters, actually, guys. If you've got, if you're starting out, you don't need canvases all the time. You can get a board, and they sell them at DIY stores. This one's from Mitre 10. You can get the cheap ones, 6mm and 9mm. I recommend 12, because with 12, it's so much thicker that actually it won't bend as you add paint to it. That's powerful. And what you can do is, for $30, you can have a canvas and you're away. Gesso them first, always gesso it. And the reason I say that is because if you try and add paint straight to it, it really soaks it up. And so, yeah, good to do a gesso coat first. Thanks, guys. Definitely do it, Singing Dino. And if the commission specs don't quite fit exactly what you're after, that's fine too. Reach out and we can work something out. Maybe it's too small or too big. Yeah, we can personalize something. That's fine. It's absolutely fine. Heading out, but vibes, my bro. Cheers, Hetty. Hetty's one of the OGs, guys. He's been here since the very start, so he is always welcome. Thanks, guys. What is the name of the board? So, two kinds of boards. If you're on a real budget, MDF board is fine. Now, MDF board isn't the best kind of board, and the reason it's not the best is MDF board sometimes contains glue components and chemicals. These chemicals aren't that bad, but they won't last forever. If you want something that lasts forever and still want to use boards, I recommend something called masonite. What's masonite? Masonite is hardboard. It's different from MDF. Hardboard has no additives most of the time. You can be reassured that if it's masonite / hardboard, 99% chance there's no additives. And with that, it means it'll last forever because it's just wood in a ground up form. You can notice the hardwood boards because they're darker than the regular boards. If you go in there to a Bunnings or a Mitre 10 or a Home Depot and you ask for hardboard, Yeah, it should be darker, it should be like a chocolate brown colour. And if they're really smart, masonite will work. But that's not really a used term these days. So, but yeah, if you're looking to save a buck, MDF is fine too. So, see you in the morning, mate. All right, Joel, you get some sleep. Appreciate you. I won't be far behind you. I'm like 45 minutes max, I reckon. How are you not afraid to get paint on your clothes? Silly Chris. Yeah, I'm pretty confident. We're doing detail for one. The plate's handy on the other, and excuse me. You get the hang of it if you wear nice clothes all the time when you paint, because you'll subconsciously not want to get paint on yourself. And that's really handy, because you'll train yourself to get cleaner with your strokes. I used to say, dress smart, paint smart. So, is it hard to frame? It is incredibly hard to frame. But if you're shipping overseas, typically you won't frame. And the reason you won't frame is because it adds extra weight and volume to the package. And so you'll let the client frame, and you can just give suggestions on what you think would work for that particular piece of artwork. But if you are going to frame yourself because you're showing it off locally, I always recommend as simple as possible. If you're a joiner, that's fantastic. Do a big job of the frame. If you're an artist, focus on the art. The frame wants to complement it, but not overpower it. So typically, especially if I'm framing a canvas, I try to not come out or, not go out too far or chop it out too far. Let the work do the speaking. And then with the frame, just use it to cover the sides. And if you use it to cover the sides, I treat it as something in terms of how can I protect the canvas and the corners of it. And so if you use a frame and you're thinking about protection first and foremost, subtlety and protection, now you've got quite a specific style of frame you're after. And that's quite cool to know what you're trying to chase down. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Where is that woman from? I'm not sure. Yes, Julie Schmidt-Jessen. I think I'm following, sort of. Tell me, guys. I've been doing these. What size board are you using? This is a board from Mitre 10. This board is 900mm by 1200mm. So 0.9 meters by 1.2 meters. That's where we're at. How are your clothes not dirty? It's a trick. They are a little bit dirty. But I do try and dress smart and paint smart. Stop paint from going everywhere. Oh, you're talking about this lady. Sorry, I thought you were talking about someone in the chat. And so I was like, this lady's from Colombia. Yeah, and so she's got a Colombian cigar. She's from Colombia, and she's got a beautiful headdress, which we're trying to capture. That's where we're at. Singing Dino, I checked out the commission. Oh, well, sorry about that, Singing Dino. Sometimes it can be tough too for the overseas shipping. But if you're in New Zealand is the place, because I can drop off the artwork at your doorstep. And so that's the way to do it. Do you print it in a black and white for a reason? The picture? Ah, gotcha. Sorry. Your grammar tripped me up there a little bit. I print it in black and white because I don't want to get caught up on what colours they're telling me are there. I want to choose that. But I still want to know about the hues, not the hues, the tones. I I want to know what's supposed to be light, what's supposed to be dark, what shapes there are. So this one is going to look good when it's finished. I hope so, Lucy. I've got high hopes for this one. I've got high hopes. I want to keep that element of grunge to it, you know? That's the goal there. Yeah. So we don't want to get over-attached. Excuse me. We don't want to get over-attached to the cigar. We want the cigar to blend into the picture, obscure the hand a little bit, and basically just be a part of it. I had a coffee that I made, but I don't know what I did with it. I put it somewhere. Of course I did. And you know what? It's going to be the last place I look for it. That's wild. Drink some Colombian coffee. Have you had Colombian coffee? Probably have. I don't remember having it. It's a better way to put it. But it sounds like when you say Colombian coffee, it sounds like they know what they're doing. Like they know how to make coffee. I get that vibe. Can I send you some? That's so sweet of you, Nancy. Well, I've got lots of coffee here, but I really, really appreciate the gesture. It's a very wholesome gesture. Thanks, Blue Cat. Appreciate you. He's inside now. How's your day been? It's been good. Yeah, we are inside now. I got rained on this morning. Then I went to Rotorua. Now I'm back in Tauranga. And yeah, it's a bit of wind around outside, but I've got the door open because we're using oils and I want to air the room out a bit. And we are making this lovely lady. Will this stay in here? No, it won't. Go there. Thanks, Angela. Appreciate that. And Ida, appreciate that too. Hey, Belisha, how you doing? Thanks so much. Oh, you're off to bed. All right, I'll catch you later. Thanks for popping in. It was brief, but it was good. What would be your favourite colour to use in your paintings? Where do we get your canvases from? So, favourite colour to use? I love pink. I love red. It's hard to choose. A good saturated blue is very, very hard to beat. Very hard to beat. And then good night, you're the best. Sweet dreams. Oh, that's cute. Well chosen. Where do you get your canvases from? So this is a board, and I get a guy just down the road for me to make my canvases, and he does a phenomenal job. It's great to get your canvases made by someone if you know someone or have the budget, because the quality goes up on the canvas. But if you're getting it framed or you're keeping costs down, it's great to use a cheap canvas as well, because it'll still work. It'll still be special. The art will still be amazing. So there's all that. Do I have any advice for drawing on canvas? I don't. If you're drawing with graphite or charcoal on canvas, that's something I've got very little experience with. Whenever I do charcoal or pencil work, it would always be on paper, and it would be the GSM of the paper that would matter, and the texture of it and things. But I never did that on canvas, so I can't help. But I'm glad you're doing it. I would move back home. Thanks, Taylor. Do you trace out before you paint, or you just go straight on with the paint? I just go straight on with the paint, Lucy. So no no guidelines. And so what that does is it puts in all these underlying intrinsic mistakes into the work. Some spacing is off, some style is off, things are slightly off, and those mistakes and those issues, they become the beauty of the work. That's where AI art can't compete with you, because you can be very, very wrong and abrupt and correct yourself and make another mistake, be right again, be wrong again, and go through this whole process. Robots can't really do that. So that's not a reason altogether not to use guiding lines, but that's part of the reason why I try and not do it, because I want the end result to be so much more wild, free, abrupt, expressive, all those ways. Favorite medium? Yes, it is. Definitely favorite medium. Oil paint is the best for me. It's so saturated. The only catch with oil paint is that it's very fumey. So be careful of that. Paint in a ventilated space. The door behind me here is open, so I'm getting lots of fresh air in here, but otherwise, you be careful. You're my favourite. Thank you very much, well maybe. It's very sweet of you. Can't wait to see the finished artwork. Thanks, Dale. Appreciate that. Wow, that's crazy. You always got the proportion. You always get the proportions right. No, we don't always get it right, Lucy. So I actually fumble a lot of balls when it comes to proportions. And the way I bring it back into kilter is don't let the lines you put down at the start control where you want to put them down in the future. So if I've put a bunch of guiding lines down for an eye or smoke or a shade over here, and I realise it's 3 inches this way, 4 inches that way, down this way, a different shape, whatever it is, let the strokes you then add completely ignore the current line ones and just keep pulling it to where your vision for that should be. And if you keep doing that over and over again, the image can't help but to slowly become right. It just will. But you'll be wrong 29 times out of 30 in where you place the brush strokes. So you just keep going and going and going. Part of the fun. Did you sell that shirt? I didn't sell the shirt. That was the most ridiculous thing. There was no way they were going through with that sale. And if they were going to go through with it, I don't know if I could go through with it. The ridiculousness of it. I don't know how you randomly came up on my FYP and now... Oh, thanks, Nancy. Appreciate that. Good to have you here, by the way. Welcome. Mine is still looking very abstract. Honestly, Lucy, they do that. And I should share some pictures with you of these works when they're in early stages and what they look like, and then where they came to after that. Because you see a finished work and you're like, oh my God, my ones don't look like that. You're like, no, you're on the exact right path, just a little further down the road. In terms of one more layer, one more colour. I've had some paintings that I haven't liked at the start of the night, and I've added 1 or 2 more colours to it, and suddenly my whole opinion's changed on it. So, it can be wild how that works. Art isn't about perfection, but about expression. I think your artwork is beautiful. Thanks, Jen. I think if you get the expression correct, then you get perfection. And I think sometimes we appreciate that. Like a good example is Van Gogh. He didn't paint perfectly, but he painted with a lot of expression. And because of that, we look at Starry, Starry Night, and guess what we see? Perfection. Fun times. Do you live in Herne Bay? I do not, Jonathan. We are currently in Tauranga. Wow. Funny running into you on here. Caught up with your dad on Saturday. Your work looks amazing. Oh, thanks, Rhiannon. That's so cool. Glad you caught up with him. That's fun. Saturday. Where would he have been? You got me lost. I agree. This guy's telling M-wise he can't be... No, I'm just yarning. I'd take everything this random Kiwi on TikTok is telling you with a big old grain of salt. Here we go. Big old grain of salt. There we go. I'm going to do a little bit more, guys, and then you have to bear with me because I'm going to want to dash off and find that cup of coffee that I made. You think you need to move to Australia or New Zealand? Probably, Lucy. They are great places. There is a lot to be liked about Australia and New Zealand. Here we go. This actually comes down. Classic example, we've just moved that whole thing down 2 inches. Wrong spot. It's funny because there's two ways to look at it. There's Bob Ross's happy little mistakes, and then there's nah, move it, make it right. So, yeah. Which one's right? Who knows? As long as you're enjoying yourself, that's the key part. I don't think my British skin could handle the sun though. Probably not. Yeah, New Zealand's pretty rough on that. We have a boiling hot sun. You're outside here for a few minutes, you will be sunburned. That is the reality. Do you buy artwork yourself? I do, Nancy. I do. Few pieces here and there. I'd show you, but now's not the time. What do I like most? From other artists, I don't normally like portraiture. From other artists. I'm a huge fan of landscapes. I think landscapes are wholesome. I swear I could sit for... Oh, thank you. I don't know if I could do a 24-hour class. We'll do... We'll do another... We'll see how we get on. Definitely 20 more minutes. But maybe 50. We'll see. Am I self-taught? I am not self-taught. If I claimed that, I would upset many, many people. A lot of people have had an amazing impact on me, my art, and my worldview in general. So, lucky me. But, yeah, lots of special people. A studio tour. Well, I'll tell you what, that's fair. What I'll do is I will quickly spin you guys around the studio, and then you guys can all talk about it and gather your thoughts on that while I go find that coffee that I made myself. How do you like your coffee? Black coffee. Who gave you eyes like that? Thanks, Nikki. How do you choose what you're going to paint? A whole bunch of photos, but I just keep looking out anywhere and everywhere for a photo that resonates. Right, so let's go for a tour. I'm going to pull you off here, guys. There we are. So, we're in a garage. So you can see the back window here is open. Not the back window. The shed door is open. Now, over here, there's a bunch of artwork stacked around the walls. So, a lot of it's drying. That's the one we were working on the other day. And a lot going on. This one here, come down here.
That's a commission. It needs a few more layers, but it's coming along. That one there's sold, but I need to frame it. So that's a lovely one. It's some sunflowers. And then at the very back wall here are the sailboats. This is Clint Eastwood, so he almost reaches the ceiling. And then we have surf. So surf, I need to cut off that canvas and put on a fresh one so it loses those white backgrounds. And then this is the work site corner. So here's all my chemicals, everything I'd need to do whatever I need to do. We've got fixable workatives, we've got glaze mediums, we've got gesso primers, basically everything you need. It's all collected here, even down to basic stuff like water. So you don't know what you'd need. What else is here? A UE boom. You never know. So it's all there. And then here is my wall of reference photos. So this is everything I need here. And if I'm ever stuck or I don't know what I'm going to do next, I can come here and choose a reference photo and just let that inspire me. So if we look here, you'll see Clint Eastwood's down here, plenty of those. You'll see, who else is here? There's a surf painting. There's the lady we're currently painting. That's her in colour, so we can come back to that. I mean, there's some wild cards in here too. Like we've got Spyro. You don't know what mood you'll get in, but that's there in case I want to do a portrait of Spyro. And then we have Pokemon Yellow. So that's there to be done as well at some stage. There's the flowers we were just looking at. A lotus. Who knows? Like, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll come into the studio and I want to paint a lotus. That option's there now, so that's fun. Over here we have all the paint. So this is a giant mix. This is acrylic paints and this is oil paints, all in a giant thing. And I'm really bad because some of them are missing their heads. Put the heads back on your paints. I've been a lazy boy. Oh, is that? Sorry guys. I'm talking to you all with like paint on my face. Apologies. This is my brush collection over here. So it's a giant mess, and the reason it is a lot of these brushes have been used and not washed because they finished canvases. So each one is connected to a canvas. When it got finished, that's that one's brush, and I'm just deciding what I'm going to do with those. So that's where I'm at there. And now we can come over to the next area. This is the drying wall, or the canvas wall. So here, I've got a big shelf up. It goes the whole way along the wall. And then, yeah, don't mind these ones that are sticking out, but there's just a whole bunch of canvases. Some of them finished, some of them half done, all in different places. More down here, everywhere. So tons of stuff. Faces, unfinished, still in works in progress, and that's all that. And then at the top here, that there is a shipping box. So that box is when I talk about sending internationally as the whole work, instead of just a wrapped up work, you can get the work in a box. That's the box. So it's a big cardboard thing. It's hardened cardboard. It's got polystyrene on the inside. It's got straps that go over the whole thing, and you're not supposed to throw it out. After you put the artwork up in your room or wherever, put that under your bed or in the shed, and that thing is the best. Indestructible for delivering art. As lightweight as indestructible can be, and it's sort of cool to have something that if you ever want to move house, or if you want to do something else, or if you want to store the artwork because maybe it doesn't fit in your current house, you can always do that with that box and you won't damage the piece. So that's wholesome. Oh, sorry guys. I'm just trying to get this on there. Oh, stay. There we go. Just gonna plug this charger in, otherwise I might lose you. Give me just a moment. Now, I'm so sorry because I probably missed a whole bunch of comments there. If you said anything, I apologize. Need to see the Spyro? Yeah. One day, I'll come in here and I'll be like, I'm done with doing real photos and things like that. I just want to paint some pixels. And it's when Spyro come into his own. Put them in paint thinner and soak. Yes, you could with those brushes, but I want to keep them because I think it's sort of special if I tape them to the back of canvases. So if you buy the artwork, you get the brush, it's all completed thing together, it's part of the fun. I want that. Yeah, it's a good box. Yeah, I actually get some guy to make it. His name's Daniel, and he makes those boxes for me. It's my preferred way to send things. I wouldn't do it any other way. Well, unless you're rolling the canvas, but for delivery wise, the safest in one of those boxes. How much did I sell my first artwork for? It was in high school, $250, I think, New Zealand in high school. And then a couple of little pieces for $100 each, little sketches. And then, I don't know, probably about that, yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah. So this is for, I'll just dunk it in there. Using it for detail. Great to use. The brush idea is so creative. Yeah, it's fun too because you actually have the tool that did it. So it's cool to have that tool. Sentimental, love it. Keep the brushes for the finish. Yeah, 100%. I think it's sort of special too because you can look at the brush and the brush gets weathered. The brush strokes, the brush bristles go everywhere. The the paint's still crusted on the brush. Fingerprints with oil paints, like you'll see them around the down the stem of the brush from where the artist was holding it. Like there's a lot of character. Like I'll show you this brush. This is this one's been through some battles. If I put that up here, you can see that thing. This has seen some fights. It's a little blurry, but you get the idea. It's borderline unusable now, but it's done a lot of work, and it's sort of cool to be able to look at your painting and go, that brush became that to make that. So, fun. Do you ever draw anything inside? Do you ever draw anything instead of painting it? Sometimes. Charcoal mainly. I like charcoal. Goes on faster, has more contrast. It's a lot of fun. What this painting saying? Not really saying anything. Just trying to depict someone. Did you come up with a brush idea yourself or find it somewhere? I came up with it myself, Zimo. Yeah, I just thought it was a really special thing. It feels natural to do it. Can you show us the tube where you put the rolled up paintings? I don't have a tube at the moment, but it's like one of those cardboard rolls you get from Office Max, or it's about this wide. And the canvas, what you do is you pull it off. So you pull out the staples, and then you roll the canvas up. You slide it in the tube like architectural plans, and then lid on the tube and send it. Hold these thoughts though, guys. I cut a deal with you that I would be able to go show you around the studio, and then I'd go find my coffee. So I also need to go to the bathroom. We're going to do 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm going to be gone for about 45 seconds. Have fun while I'm gone. Back soon. back. Did you miss me? Sorry, guys. I feel like the Canadian equivalent. That's actually really fair. I'm not going to argue with that. Kiwi fruit, kiwi bird, and kiwi man.
This is true. This is all true.
Those are things that are currently here.
I'm sorry, Kate. You're right. You're right. Look, I realised the jug wasn't boiled. And so I thought, no, I can't do that. I can't boil a jug. So I waited for the tap to heat up. And once the tap was hot, I made a coffee with hot water from the tap. So that's what happened there. Yeah. I should wear glasses. I don't, but I should. Yeah. And I've never worn contacts.
Show us your glasses. I don't have them. I lost them and never got more ones. Hello, Lauren. Lauren from Alive, that's normal. Lauren from Ireland, welcome.
You don't know if it's normal yet though. This could get wild out of nowhere. Who knows? In fact, I've got no idea what's even happening on other lives. It's the Wild West out there, guys. I don't even know what you're flicking through. Yeah, Bob Ross. Bob Ross. I wish. He's quite a cool cat.
Do you guys have large snakes and spiders in New Zealand like Australia? Lucy, we do not. We do not at all. We just have very innocent, small insects, small mammals, small everything. We're pretty lucky in that sense because it's sort of cool to not have any dangerous snakes, insects, bears, wolves, just absolutely nothing that can hurt you. Wander out into the bush, fall asleep, and you're safe. I can guarantee you I'm not going to set the painting on fire, but you know what, actually I take back that guarantee. Let's just leave that wild card there. It might happen. It might happen. Yes, definitely. New Zealand's the place to go. Yeah. Giant spiders in Australia. Not ideal. Not ideal. Do they have dangerous meat pies though? I don't understand. Do they have some dangerous meat pies? Maybe.
New Zealand has meat pies. So that's a thing.
What makes you happy throughout your day?
Well, I like painting. That's a great way to do it. Lots of family around me. Loved ones. Loved ones make me really happy. Gym. I didn't do the gym today, but that's another way to stay happy. What else have I got going on? Exercise, loved ones, activities, and yeah.
Activities and loved ones. There you go. That's the combo. How can you see your phone this far away?
by staring very, very carefully and missing a couple of comments.
Sorry, guys. I left for 45 minutes and I just quickly came back and the painting looks amazing. Oh, thank you so much.
Appreciate that. It's coming together quite nicely. So it got longer to go, but yeah, it's showing all the right things. I'm enjoying this one. Just got to make sure that while I'm doing it, I don't get too caught up on what I think should be there. And I keep painting what is there. Do you keep all your artwork or sell them or randomly post one to Ireland to a girl named Lauren maybe? Look, Lauren, that's a cool idea. I do sell them. I do have a few projects of passion that go out to people. And yeah, Ireland. The only problem with Ireland, I mean, there's no problem with it. I love that place, but it's about $1,000 to ship something this size there. Unless you know a better shipping company than I do. So that's where we're at. It's progressed a lot. Her face looks alive. Bravo. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it's coming together well. So that's fun and wholesome. We just can't get distracted by the fact that there is a face there. We have to keep thinking lines. Keep thinking lines, dots, shapes and tones. Ignore the face. I should probably hit the hay as it's 6 AM here. Have a good night. Happy painting. All the best. We'll catch you later. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Why is it some people can paint and most can't? Is it to do with the way we think? I think I follow. Is it to do with the way we think? I think painting's interesting because there's no objective way to say what's good or bad. There's a very, very subjective part to it, and because of that, ascertaining what's good or bad is based largely, based on opinion in a big way. And I think that puts a lot of people off it. Or a lot of people have a lot of self-doubt, and it's easy to say I can't paint, or I can't dance, or I can't sing. These are painting, dancing, and singing are almost the same thing. That actually there's a lot of amazing people out there who could do it, but they opt not to because they've told themselves that they can't. Dancing, singing, exactly the same thing. And yeah. So I actually think the proportion of people who could paint is much higher, and it's a tragedy that they don't. But I think it's really hard to get past that barrier. Not of other people saying, you can't paint, but of you saying to yourself, I'm not a good painter. That's a huge barrier. Imagine if every time you walked out on a soccer pitch or a rugby field or a hockey turf, you said to yourself, I can't do this. I'm no good at this. Are you really going to go out there and give it your best and play a special game? Yeah. Imagination can be a bit of a good problem, be a bit good, but problem too. Well, yeah, imagination can be your best friend or your worst enemy. That's fair. Thank you for standing up again, translate through your beautiful art. Love from Ireland. I think this lady's, I don't think she's announced her preference, but I'm glad. It's good. It's good. Believe me, I've tried to paint. I just can't get my head around it. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. There's probably an element. I can't speak because I'm just a random guy painting here in a shed in New Zealand. But sometimes the environment plays a massive role and the people you're around when you do it. The right art teacher might be able to bring something really special out of you. In that Not that you haven't been around the right people, but sometimes the correct catalyst may be something completely different to what you thought it would be. Maybe. Thanks, Lucy. Yeah, it's pretty wacky. It is pretty wacky. It's funny too because with this sort of style, you can lose confidence really quickly, and I need to keep, especially on bad days, ratcheting myself back in and saying, right, you can paint, you can do this. You just need to trust that you can put strokes in the right place. And yeah, keep having faith, layer after layer, and paintings come out. Yeah. But you'll have days where you'll look at your work and think, that was useless, this is bad. And those thoughts are unfounded, obviously. It's like, even if it was bad, that's process based. But sort of stuff happens. Yeah. Because since we're doing the whole thing equally and bringing it all out together, we can't just look at certain parts and go, right, perfect, done, perfect, done. And then, what's the term when you clarify, rectify, we can't use those past areas to sort of, don't know the word. Yeah. We can't have certain areas which are finished that we lean on and feel proud of. The whole thing has to finish itself together. That makes it tough, sometimes. Didn't expect a 1 AM live from you, Sebastian. Lovely painting. Oh, thanks, Ashy. Yeah, I know. But look, here we are. We're wild. Crazy. My daughter-in-law paints and draws, and he has some exciting art. She says it's relaxes her painting. Draws and has some amazing art. She says it relaxes her painting. That's cool. That's good. Look, arts or a creative outlet, I guess, is similar to dancing. It's good to dance. Dancing's good for you. Yeah. I don't think there'd be, a lot of people say they can't dance and therefore don't dance. But look, if you've got a non-slip mat in your shower, you should at least do a little bit of dancing in there, at least. Yeah, right, Lucy? Yeah, I'm with you. That midday one was wild. That got a bit out of hand. It's midnight for you and it's morning here. Oh, good morning. Yeah. Lucy and Ash. I'm sorry you guys to be there for that. That was yeah. I'd like start reading a comment, I'd get halfway through it and I'd be like, ooh, not that one. But yeah, anyway. Same story with this lady here. Two guys. One thing I love about this picture is that the background has a lot going on in it. There's cracks in the concrete, there's text, there's shadows, and so there's a lot to work with, and that's important because we can put attention into the background and build something really amazing there. Excuse me. Attention to the background and build something really amazing there, but we can't neglect it. So whenever we see the background or areas in the background that need attention, we want to keep building up layers out there. Yeah. Otherwise the face with so much detail is going to look silly, contrasting with the background with zero detail. With this style, we want the whole thing to come up equally. You're enjoying that, are you, Lucy? That's fair enough. Do you have a light roll holding up your garage door? A light roll holding up my garage door? No. Oh, no. This is a big light
but it's not holding anything up. It's just, it's creating some ambience for you guys, creating some light for me from that direction. It's just helping out. It's just doing its thing. Please paint the sunflowers again. Would love to buy it. There's actually a couple of sunflower pics. There's 2 other ones, but I want to put some more time into them, so I haven't listed them yet. Yeah. I'll tell you what, once they're finished, I'll put them up on the website, but they need a bit more love yet. They're not, that one's a particularly wild, saturated one, so big fan of that one actually. May I give you my other suggestion? It sounds suspicious. The fact that you'd ask if you could give the suggestion instead of just giving it makes me feel like the suggestion is questionable. I think it's a fair assumption. I think everyone would agree with that. I'm loving the colours. I don't know much about painting, but do other arts. Actually, the thing is, if painting's subjective, so if you like it, you're right. And if you don't like it, you're also right. Yeah, you are welcome to either side. I mean, since painting's trying to make you feel good, if it makes you feel good, it ticked the box. It's cool seeing different colours create come to life. Better to ask forgiveness than... Yeah, everyone's giving poor old Jay a hard time now. I'm sorry, Jay. We'd all love to hear your suggestion. Lay it on us. You are food. Oh, I thought that was Jay for a moment. I was like, that's not a very helpful suggestion. I am food. It's true. But luckily in New Zealand, there are no apex predators. Well, there's always an apex predator, technically, but humans are the apex predator. So I'm food, but in my country, I'm safe from not being food. For the soul, that's wholesome. I should have read more instead of just yapping on the whole time. I'm requesting we see Spyro soon. Yeah, that would be a fun one. I'm with you, Lucy. That would be quite cool. The fun thing about that is when you do photos like that, quite abstract, it's really wholesome because people who are in their late 20s, early 30s really resonate with those moments in Spyro, Crash Mario Kart, Crash Bandicoot, RuneScape, and you get that pixelated photo and they see it and they're like, I don't know why I really like this picture or why it seems super familiar, but it does. And then it's like something, it's like, sorry to get nerdy with you, it's something like a goblin with like the bones and the coins flickering like it did on RuneScape, but like, and like in what is it? Felidor, no, Lumbridge. You know, familiar scene, but it's in paint and it's slightly abstract, and you're trying to comprehend why you recognise it, and it's because it's a scene in a computer game you've seen a million times. I just read your comment there, Lucy. That's funny. Sever's friend, not food. That's on Finding Nemo, right? Fish are friends, not food. That's very wholesome. Unless it's food for the soul, that's wholesome. TikTok algorithm brought you back here tonight. You're so welcome. It sounds like the TikTok algorithm is looking after you. Your art is so refreshing. That's cool. I'm glad. I'm glad. Here we go. Here we go. Since you must stay focused to space chat with your viewers, maybe ignore using mouth part to paint. Laugh face. Yeah, I would agree with that. But I appreciate your excitement at the idea of me painting with my mouth. And there are some artists who build amazing careers off doing so. They sometimes have conditions that causes them not to be able to use their limbs. Some artists make fantastic artwork with just their feet. And yeah, some people are limited to just their face and create masterpieces and create real beauty with just that. So kudos to them. Big fan. You're right, Seb. Thank you, TikTok. Wholesome. I feel like you could 180 this and do Jimi Hendrix. 180 doesn't do Jimi. Oh, yeah, I suppose you sort of could. That'd be wild. That'd be really wild. We're not going to, but I can see what you're talking about. That is not lost on me. I can't do art without music. Seems so foreign to me. Look, I love music when I paint. And honestly, guys, what's your preference here? Because TikTok won't let me play music because of copyright. So I'm just rolling with it. But usually, I've got a bunch of playlists that I like to listen to. So there's that. Non-art question, where do you recommend visiting in New Zealand? Right, I recommend Waiheke Island, wine tours. I recommend Queenstown, lots of sightseeing to do there. I recommend Bay of Plenty, beaches. I recommend Taupo, bungee jump, skydive. I recommend Rotorua, Sulphur, geothermal activity. I recommend everywhere in the South Island because there's so much scenery to see. Tongariro Crossing, meet locals, have fun, drink coffee. What else? What else? It's a pretty good list. Start with that. We'll go from there. Thank you. Appreciate you. Coromandel in summer? Yes, Ashy. 100%. Coromandel in summer goes off. It's okay if you add a little twist for a few minutes using different method of paint. We want to keep going with this paint right now just because I want to get one full layer with it. But it's coming along pretty cool actually. I'm pretty happy. I will go into the face shortly with some more tans and whites and see where that takes us. Uno Mental, I'm saying that right. Thank you so much for the fire. You're the best. How long have you been painting for? As in years? Years and years and years, Holly. The time flies. Yeah, Lucy, you are loaded with things to do. New Zealand has no shortage. Bring walking shoes because we have lots of walking tracks, both near and far. There's waterfalls, there's mountains, there's hikes, there's beaches, there's all sorts. Bring your jandals, bring your hiking shoes, bring a good attitude. You'll have fun here. If you're up for a hike, the Pinnacles overnight is top tier. It's true, she's right. And Dekapoo, yes, oh wow. Ha! Cheers, mate. Lots of amazing hikes. Ooh, down the South Island, Hokitika. That's fantastic. What else is there? We've got a good list going on, guys. I think Lucy was just asking for 2 or 3 suggestions, and we just offloaded several hundred at her and said, do it all. And she's like, okay, I'm going to take
3 years off work.
A cruise, yeah, solid. Cruise around New Zealand, dying to come back. Nice.
That's my type. That's my type. There we go. That's my type. That's my type.
I now need to move to complete the list. CC. Need a solid month experience. A month to New Zealand. That's solid. It's such a pretty place. Milford Sound. Yeah.
Yeah, Milford on a cruise would have been pretty fun. You would have seen some good stuff. That's my type. That's my type.
Did a good job on that hand, guys. That was tough, but we nailed it. This is a new painting we started. This is an old one that I've been waiting to come back to. So we started this 6 months ago. I haven't touched it for about 3 months. So now we're having another go. You give me fully grown Kiwi version of Robert Irwin vibes.
Is that Steve Irwin's boy? If so, that's pretty cool. As long as he's pretty cool. Otherwise, hey.
How cool. I've never been overseas. That's on my list. Nice. Feel like you've been on live for a hot minute too. Yeah. We've got another, I reckon,
10-15 minutes, guys. So I'll miss you heaps, but your boy needs to rest. Especially if those crew members that told me they're going to be here at 10 a.m. tomorrow are coming on in, because I don't want to let them down.
surely it's like 2 a.m. for me. It is. That's wholesome, Lucy. Do you come to Australia ever?
If you're talking to me, sometimes, but not all the time. And if you're talking to someone else, I am sorry for butting in. That's very rude of me.
Can you please paint my face?
I mean, you could do that. I was just saying earlier that you can go on the website in the bio and you can ask for commissions there, but the commissions might be too pricey depending on where you are in the world to mail things, to ship things. So it may be more effective for you to go for a suggestion and just say, hey, can't get a painting, but it would be really cool if you could paint this. And if it fits my style and the availability comes up, I'll just paint it. So that's fun. Because a lot of these images I'm just grabbing with licensing from various websites. But
yeah, very happy to consider the subject matter that you might have and turn it into paint. It's impossible for you to work on the progress when both hands place behind paint, right? I don't fully understand the question, but I'm glad you've asked it and I'm excited. If it's about both hands being tied behind your back, I think there are ways to paint. But it's far more efficient if your arms are free, in general, to paint. Harry Styles. Harry Styles. I suppose we could. I'd have to find the right pictures, the only thing. So, there's always that. Do you have any self-portraits? I do not, Aphrodite. None whatsoever. So, I typically enjoy far more painting or depicting other people. I've just never got a kick out of the idea of painting or seeing myself in paint. Personally. It might change. But, I just think there's so much interesting stuff to be captured in different people. There we go. Have you ever painted someone else close to you? I have. It can be quite a challenge sometimes because there's features that you know them to have and features that, usually you can accentuate things in, different ways. So painting strangers is actually where I can get very, very accurate and truthful and all the good things. But when I'm painting loved ones, I have to concentrate very carefully on making sure that I don't make assumptions on where and what certain facial features should be. I'm sorry, Jan. So I'm not dodging any questions, I'm so sorry. But I was focusing on the art questions. I am not single, not in the slightest. I've met the most amazing woman on the face of the planet, and I'm the luckiest man on the face of the planet. And she has got me tied down more than I've ever known. So that's where I'm at. I used to get scared to paint and draw loved ones in case I offended them and it wasn't good enough. I don't know. I think when it comes to loved ones, I think they love anything you make. And so that's, it can definitely be challenging to show them the work in the first instance. Wow, you've been painting all day and night. I remember seeing you on this live. I've been going at it. So the key here is I actually took the middle of the day off. I went to do my other job, so that was fun. Love that, Seb. Lucky her and lucky you, right? I reckon. If you ever get married, contact us as designer, lols. It is painting. Yeah, absolutely. One day, if I am lucky, one day. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Alright, keep going with the purple. What's your other job? So, sorry, Zimo. I work for a restaurant franchise called Cobb & Co. And I do operations managing and marketing. But I've stepped back as operations manager Well, I've been slowly stepping back over the last 2 years, but COVID really threw a spanner in the works on that one. And now I'm in a position where I'm just looking after certain parts of the business and putting my time into commissions for people and doing what I love. So it's really wholesome. Very happy. Yeah, I was getting to the stage where I was spending too much time on work, and commissions that people gave me were going further and further out. I was taking too long. I didn't know if I could take them, if I had capacity, and it was tough on people who were asking for art. So yeah, we're opening that up now, and we're providing myself with some time to actually look after people properly. Because when you decide to pull the trigger on a painting, you deserve to get that painting. So you have an amazing... Oh no! Signing off as I have a job to... Yeah, fair enough, Lucy. Me too. All right, I'll miss you. You're always the best. You're great to have around, and thanks for having me in the background. I will see you next time. Goodbye. Do you want to become a full-time painter then? Yeah, probably full-time painter, but like, I get fulfillment from a lot of things, guys. Like, teaching is amazing. Being around kids is amazing. What else do I like? I like a lot of things. This is the current appropriate step to take, to go from, a couple of 10, 15 hours up to 30 hours. Just double it, don't overdo it. Just make sure everyone's happy. Getting artwork, all the rest of it. Sorry guys, I've missed a bunch of comments there. We stand a self-care king. I don't quite understand that, but it sounds good and I appreciate it. Is the lady smoking or drinking? She's smoking a cigar. Can't tell in the picture. Yeah, so I want the cigar to look ambiguous. It's not about the cigar. It's more about the whole vibe of the picture. This bohemian, Colombian, aged lady with attitude behind a concrete wall, but with so much fire and colour. That's what we're trying to capture. We don't want it to be about the cigar. The cigar is sort of a piece of it, but the fact that it's ambiguous, perfect. We'll keep running that line. Can someone tell me what NGL... No, I'm not going to lie. I got there. I got there. Ashi, kakite. I think it's pomade. Pomade is good night, I think. But anyway, good night, Ashley. And look after yourself. Stan a self-care king equals love a good man who takes care of himself. Stan a self-care king. Ah, look at me learning. Yes, it is her hair. She's wearing a giant headpiece. Her hair is actually blonde. There's hardly any of it in the picture. So she's got a big floral headpiece, but it covers up all her hair. And yeah, it wants to be wild. It wants to be crazy. This whole painting wants to be just crazy. It wants to be like a re-embodiment of Joker from Batman, but in a non-evil, wholesome, I'm a real person, I'm a Colombian with a cigar sort of a way. And thank you so much for the positive vibes, Carla. I really appreciate that. 7:30 a.m. in New York City. That's wild. I don't smoke cigars. She smokes cigar. Do you normally paint in such nice clothes? A lot of the time. It's a little bit colder tonight, so tonight's a great night to actually wear a long sleeve shirt. But I do say, dress smart, paint smart, which basically means that if you put on nice clothes, you'll be smarter about where you put the paint. So that's what we're up to. Anyway, guys, what's that? I was thinking surely jeans are uncomfy at 2 a.m. These ones are fine. They stretch. They do the trick. Right, we're going to pause there. Cool thing about this paint is it's oil paint, so we can leave it for tomorrow. If you've got brushes you're trying to save, one thing I do is I just dip it into the oil paint like that. And it will still be wet tomorrow. Perfect. So we'll let that dry a little bit. We might come back tomorrow and do some wet on wet, but undecided. It's been fun. I've taken that one to quite a cool place. Keep working on it. Cheers, mate. I appreciate that. Watching from the Philippines. Hello. That's awesome. Oh, well, guys. I'll definitely wash my hands before bed. That makes sense. A little more of this. Thanks, James. Appreciate you. You have a nice night too, or a nice morning, wherever you are in the world. That's me sorted. If you are around tomorrow, I'm going to aim for 10:30 a.m. So, whatever that is, that'll be New Zealand time. So whatever works for you, you're in. It was great finding a TikTok tonight. Have a good one. Thanks, Imo. Appreciate you. All the best. James, enjoy your day. Till next time, guys. Bye.